The top PDC darts players travel all over the world to play in the biggest tournaments. This year's Eurotour, for example, had events in Germany, Belgium, Austria, the Netherlands, Hungary, Switzerland and Czechia. But security rules mean that when flying, players cannot travel with their darts in their hand luggage and instead must put it in the hold, which can cause problems as we know, luggage often goes missing. You might think that situations like this are rare for darts players, but with the thousands of total flights taken by the PDC players every year, there have been many times that players have been forced to borrow random sets after losing theirs. Hello and welcome back to Darts World. Today we're going to take a look at some crazy examples of this, so make sure to stay tuned as some big players have been disadvantaged in big games. Mike Kuivenhoven is a Dutch player who has now been on the PDC Tour for 5 years and has reached the singles stage quarter-final after he shockingly beat Glenn Durrant, who had just been crowned Premier League champion a few days earlier in the European Tour's 2020 European Darts Grand Prix. That was only his third Eurotour event, but heading into the final qualifier of this year, he'd only made 7 events in the 4 years since and never gone further than the second round again. In that final qualifier of this year, he beat Lee Evans 6-3 and Jelle Klaassen 6-4 to make it through to a shootout for qualification against Cullen, which he went on to lose 6-2. His qualifying tournament average of 93.35 was the 4th highest of the losing finalists, behind Madars Razma, Florian Hempel and Kim Huybrechts, meaning he was 4th on the reserve list. When the draw and schedule for the event in Prague came out, it was revealed that only 3 players had pulled out, meaning that Razma, Hempel and Huybrechts got spots, but not Kuivenhoven. This was disappointing for Mike, as he was just a few spots outside of the World Championship qualification spots, and looking to climb the Pro Tour rankings as soon as possible. But Mike got his break eventually, when on the morning of the second day of the event, it was announced that 5th seed Gerwyn Price had withdrawn due to a trapped nerve in his neck. This meant that Mike was given Price's spot in the event, and due to the fact that Gezi was one of the top 16 seeds, he had a bye through to the second round, where he would face his fellow Dutchman, Raymond van Barneveld, who impressively whitewashed Daryl Gurney in the first round with an average of 98. Despite the good news for Mike, it was very late notice, and on the morning that he was meant to play, he boarded a flight from Amsterdam to Frankfurt, where he would then catch a further flight to Prague. However, in Frankfurt, his case was lost, meaning that he was forced to board the flight to Prague without his clothes and darts. The manic trip also meant that he only actually arrived at the venue half an hour before his big match, where a win could put him in a great spot to qualify for Ali Pali. So, what did he do? Well, the PDC were able to source him a set of darts from the merchandise stand, a set of Raymond van Barneveld's darts, the man who he was playing. They also got him a PDC Europe branded polo shirt. He was given special permission to wear his jeans and white trainers that he travelled in. The darts he was given were the new Raymond van Barneveld Chrono SPs from Target, which cost around £150. They're fairly similar to his own custom Bulls darts, but to change to a new set that late is very hard. Barney was using the same barrels, just with different flights and stems. Despite the chaos, Mike made the better start and went 3-2 up in the 1st to 6th game after a great 1-2-5 checkout. He also led 4-3 and missed 2 darts to make it 5-3 before Barney won 3 legs in a row to get a 6-4 win. Mike performed very respectably under the circumstances with an average of 90.7 and 3 180s. Following the match, Barney said that it had been tough and that Mike played amazing considering the circumstances and deserved huge respect. Barney also revealed that the bull-off for the game took place as soon as Mike got to the practice room, meaning he literally had no warm-up. Despite the situation, Mike would still feel like he missed a big chance, as a run at the event could have put him in the World Championship spots and put him in a better position to retain his tour card, which he currently looks set to lose. Now, you may think that that's the only time that's happened to a player, but back in 2017, snakebite Peter Wright's case also went missing at an airport in Germany when he was on the way to a Eurotour. As one of the biggest names in the sport at the time, Peter was able to buy one of his own replica shirts from the merchandise stand, as well as one of his mohawk wigs, as he was unable to do his signature hairdo as the tools were lost too. In terms of darts, Wright borrowed a set from Simon Whitlock, but as we know with Wright, he's very used to changing darts. Peter faced fellow Scotsman Jim Walker in his first game and survived a match start at the ball before hitting double 4 with the Whitlock darts to win. Peter, who had won 4 of the year's 9 Eurotour events heading into that, averaged just 87, with the lost luggage incident clearly affecting him. Wright got a set of his own darts for his next match and managed to beat Cross and Rasztovits to reach the semi-finals. This year, 7 years later, Wright borrowed some of Whitlock's darts again at a Eurotour, but this time due to his own choice to try them and not lost luggage. He managed to beat Nico Springer in the first round of the German Darts Championship and impressively averaged 95, but he chose to switch back ahead of his next game as he said that he couldn't control them properly. Peter had luggage issues again on the Eurotour in 2018, but he managed to beat Josh Payne 6-3 with a set of darts he only got 15 minutes before the game. Joe Cullen is another top player who had a darts luggage nightmare. Back in 2019, when travelling to Riesa for the 2019 International Darts Open, KLM lost his luggage with his darts, shirt and shoes. He was given special dispensation to wear trainers and used the shirt and darts from the merchandise stand. Despite the issues, Joe was able to average 95 with the random darts, which the commentators said he was not fully happy with, and beat Belgium's Davy van Baarle 6-5 in a tense game. He got his own equipment back for the next round, but his average then fell to 91 and he was whitewashed by Rob Cross. Chris Dobey had a similar issue in 2016 and it negatively affected him in a game against Cullen. When Chris arrived in Brussels for the European Championship, an important major, he found out his luggage had been left in Amsterdam. That meant that for his first round game against Joe, Chris had to borrow darts from Michael Smith and a shirt from James Richardson. As you can see, he used Smith flights too and started well, winning the first leg with a 117 checkout, but he ended up with an average of just 84.83 and lost 6-2 to Cullen. Chris eventually revealed that his luggage did arrive just 3 days too late. Two-time world champion Gary Anderson lost his darts ahead of the 2020 US Darts Masters, but it was his fault as they were lost in his hotel room and he simply couldn't find them. For his first round game against Matt Campbell, he began using a set borrowed from Peter Wright, but after 3 legs he chose to switch to a set of Johnny Clayton's. Despite using 2 different sets of unfamiliar darts, Gary was able to win 6-3, but he averaged just 87. He got his own darts back for his quarter-final match against Michael Smith, but his average only improved a bit to 89 and he was beaten 8-3 by Michael Smith. And finally, let's look at the case of Austria's Michael Rasztovits, whose luggage went missing ahead of the 2018 UK Open, meaning that he had to borrow a set from Dave Chisnell ahead of his first game against Simon Tate, which was made even bigger due to the fact that the winner would get a bye-through to round 3, guaranteeing them £1,750. Rasztovits averaged just 82 with the Chizzy darts, but managed to beat Tate 6-3 before losing 10-5 to eventual finalist Corey Cadby in round 3. So, what's the solution for this? Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Personally, I think the players should be given a sort of special permission to allow them to take darts in hand luggage, or the PDC should just carry around a spare set for all of the big players. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to subscribe, as currently just 15% of my viewers are. You can also hit the bell icon so you get notified whenever I upload a brand new darts video. Also, leave a like if you enjoy this style of video. Also, feel free to tell me about any times you've had to throw a random set in a game in the comment section down below.